Okay, and we're live. We will be starting with this daily pencil puzzle, and it is called a Tawa. It's a very interesting puzzle genre, but I'll read the description and the rules. Okay, today's snack is a perfectly standard shaped logic puzzle genre on a grid of perfectly square cells on a perfectly ordinary day with a perfectly normal name of Tawa Murenga. Murenga, aka Tawa, described by a perfectly average length sentence with a perfectly expected way to drive this joke so deep into the ground that it ended up near New Zealand. After all, my colorless green ideas sleep furiously. Here are the rules. Shade some cells such that each shaded cell has at least one shaded cell directly beneath, except for shaded cells in the bottom row. So, if since this cell is shaded, it has to keep going down. It has to have a shaded cell below it that is available. In a row, there may not exist a consecutive run of 3 or more shaded cells. So kind of like Hay Awake. So if there was a shaded cell here, right above this 2, then you'd have 3 shaded cells consecutive in the same row, which is not allowed. Clued cells cannot be shaded and represent the total number of shaded cells that share an edge with the clue. A question mark is just any number. But yeah, so that means that like the number clue is how many cells are adjacent. Pretty self-explanatory, but we are going to hop right on into this puzzle. So, a key aspect to this puzzle is thinking about, okay, well, if this is shaded, it's a key aspect to think about. Sometimes the cells below it are forced. Like if I shade this, then since I can't shade a clue, I would have to shade this other cell that's below it because it's the only other one that's below it. So, therefore, actually, this can't be shaded because the only cell that is below it would be this cell, and then it would be breaking this one clue because then we'd have 2 shaded cells near it. So this is not a shaded cell. Same thing for this one. If I shade this, then the only escape that it has is down here, which would make this one clue break, so that can't be shaded. And now we have 4 cells like adjacent to the 4, so we can just shade all of them. This one clue has now been approved. It is now vibing. Since we can't have a run of 3, this can't be shaded and this can't be shaded. This one clue is complete. These 2 can't be shaded. Same logic we talked about over here. If this is shaded, then this would have to be shaded, and then it would break the 1 clue, so this can't be shaded. This 3 clue only has 3 cells that it can be adjacent to. This 1 clue is complete. This can't be shaded because then we'd have a consecutive run. Let's think about this. Well, we can do some things with these sides of these 1s. Same logic that we talked about up there. You know how it is. If this is shaded, it keeps going down, breaking the 1 clue, so these 2 can't be shaded. Therefore, I believe... No, I can't say anything about that yet, but... therefore, these 2 cells can't be shaded because they would have no escape out the bottom. Therefore, this cell can only escape down into the right here. Same thing with this cell, can only escape down to the left. Well, since we know that this group of shaded cells has got to come down, like I like to call it like drip through, like it's got to drip through down this area. We know it's going to pass through this cell right here. We just know that for a fact, and therefore this 1 cell is completed. And then in order for us to get from here to here, we need to go through this cell, and then in order to complete this 1 clue, we need to shade this. This cell can only go down here, and then that completes the 3 clue. This is the only cell that can complete the 1 clue, and then it can only continue down here. This 2 clue is completed, so we can unshade those. This can only go down here. the same thing with this, the whole drip logic. This has to come down through this cell. Oh yeah, this can only come down here. Therefore, there's 4 clues completed, so this can't be shaded. This can only come down here, and it's gonna drip down there. This can't be shaded because this 2 clues complete, and hold on. Oh yeah, this 2 clues completed. So, and to complete this 1 clue, we need to shade that. Okay. So this cell can only continue down by going to this cell. This cell can only continue down by going here. And this cell can't be shaded because if it were shaded, it would have to continue down here, and then you'd have 4 adjacent clues to this 3, so this is not shaded. Therefore, we know this 3 clue is completed. This 3 clue is completed because we have 3 adjacent shaded cells, so this must continue down to the bottom row through there. This can only continue down here. Haven't used our 3 in a row logic in a bit. Oh, okay, well there can only be 1. Since we have 2 shaded cells already, we can only have 1 remaining shaded cell in the surrounding region. So therefore this can't be shaded, because if it was, it could only continue down there, making 4 shaded cells and a 3 clue, which is not good. This also can't be a shaded cell, because if it were, it would continue. Actually, wait, it can be. I just lied. This can't be a shaded cell, because if it did, then it would continue down here, breaking the 1 clue, so this can't go there. So therefore this only has 1 way down. Therefore this 1 clue can only have a shaded cell here, and it must continue down there. And then we have our 3 clue is complete, and then bam, we are done. All of them connect down to the bottom. Yippee.